Well, great morning. Thank you so much for being here. Are you wondering why your child doesn't seem interested to become independent, or why they don't seem to care about anything, like a total lack of motivation? We're going to talk about that today. We are Bonnie and
Thomas Leota.
And we're not just any parents. It says, I'm not just any mom. It says, I'm a Creating Champions for Life mom, if you're wondering what the shirts are all about. And gosh, I'm so excited to be here talking to you, because what we share are success principles and strategies. And when you can learn them and learn to apply them with your children, anything negative happening, lack of interest or motivation, power struggles, meltdowns, all of these head-butting experiences that we're having with our children will absolutely go away. Have you ever heard of the law of cause and effect? Mm-hmm. The law of sowing and reaping. See, there are certain universal truths that when we know them, we can succeed at anything. I've been teaching I've been studying personal development for 25 years. I've been teaching it for more than 15. And I've lived a lot of experiences. And the one greatest experience I've ever lived was watching my own children transform from, the only word I can use to make it quick would be this victim mentality, where they cried to get everything they wanted. They didn't really seem to like me. Nobody did anything they were supposed to. All of these negative experiences. And I watched my children transform to become the most outstanding, cooperative, helpful, loving beings. And today my kids are 16 to 22, and I am their most trusted advisor because of the information that we're about to share. Now, I need to pre-frame with you that, some things that we share you might not like right away. Well, I'm going to encourage you to forget taking anything personally. There is no judgment here. We are here to help you and to help your children live together in peace and harmony and happiness. And that is our only intention for being here. Thomas has invested the last 25 years in personally developing children. I have spent the last 25 years personally developing myself for this amazing journey of bringing personal development to parents. Now, I'm going to bring Tom up to give you the lesson here in just a minute. But I want to give you a scenario that you can hold on to. It's a picture that you can have on the screen of your mind. Every single time your child asks for something and you feel, you feel the need to either say yes or no, because for the last 85 years, we have been taught to cater to our children's every whim. We have been taught that when they do something that we deem as negative, that we do something to punish them or we take something away. If you can relate to what I'm saying here, if you have been taught, cater to your child's every whim, they crave a massive amount of attention. And if you don't give them all positive attention, they're going to give you negative attention. If you're with me, give me a like or a comment or something like this, because it was only 1,500 years ago that all of us, the whole humanity, believed that the earth was the center of the universe. We believed that the earth was flat. These were scientific facts. Okay, so what we're sharing with you actually works. I've seen the transformation in my kids. We both walked away from everything in our lives to bring you this information. And since then, every client that engages with our lessons and truly engages will see a positive difference with their children and their families at home. So the picture I want, you're our student or something like that. We have an a mentor-apprentice type relationship. And I'm like, okay, we're going to work together. And I have this big box. We call it a cardboard box even. And I take you and I put you into this box. And I'm like, I'm going to provide everything that you will ever want, need, or desire. But I'm going to control your every move. And you start to learn something and you pop out of the box and you're like, oh, what's this? And I'm like, nope, we don't do that. Get back in your box. But I want to curse. Oh, no, we don't do that. Get back in your box of who I think that you should be. How long if I were to continue to tell you yes or no, what you can and cannot do and control you, how long before you would want to burst out of that box? How long before you would get angry? And how long, if I kept you in that box, would you seem unmotivated, disinterested? How long would it be before you gave up on yourself and gave up on life? And so that's the image I want you to have. That's how we have been taught to raise our children. Did you know that over 100 years ago, they whipped children, they beat them? Like if you looked at your parent the wrong way, you were beaten, and so you didn't do it again. So we don't want to go back there. But then 85 years ago, it was totally opposite. Dr. Spock wrote a book called Baby and Child Care. And he said, cater to your child's every whim. They crave a massive amount of attention. And when they do something wrong, you put them in naughty time. If you can relate with that, give me some attention. So Tom, we're going to talk about this. So Tom's worked literally with thousands of kids. He's coached Little League Baseball since the age of 17, got his black belt in Taekwondo in 1994. And in the exact same year, I read a book called Think and Grow Rich and said, I'm going to find a way to empower all the kids. I don't know how. He made a decision to teach his students in the opposite of punishment, which is called guiding behavior. And oh my gosh, this is life changing. It's a game changer. Families' lives are going to change. Well, they're already changing all over the world. So just take it in, soak it up. We have to share in really short videos, but you can always go to learntospeakkid.com and get some free resources, a book, a webinar, and you can also schedule a time with Tom. So Tom, what do you see that makes a child unmotivated or showing a lack of interest in becoming independent?
What I see is good-hearted, good-meaning, big kids, better known as adults, doing the best they can with what they know, and they're repeating what they're doing from generations.
Yes.
But it narrows it down to these three things that will always create your child to not be motivated whatsoever. It's just a matter of time, like Bonnie alluded with the in the box analogy. One of them is dictating. We tell them what to do again and again and again and again and again and again. So if you're told what to do...
Sorry. Fix something connected. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, we lost volume there for a second.
So we'll back up a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. So what we dictate, we tell them what to do. We could have the best heart, and it means maybe safety, maybe it's a moral, maybe it's just what we're doing, right? That dictation tells them what to do so they never have to think. They just sit there and are wait to be told what to do. So it's that cause and effect. I wait, go do this. Okay. And then without you dictating, they don't do anything. Sound familiar? The second one is we bribe them. We actually give them something they didn't ask for. Hey, I was at the store and I saw this great shirt and I thought it would be nice and look good on you. How many of us remember grandma's Christmas sweaters? Just add a little humor, but you're getting the point. If there's bribing, they never have to have any kind of goal. So they don't really have to be motivated because they're just waiting around and eventually you just keep bringing them things. And that's how we're conditioning them to not be motivated. And the third one is to overcompensate, which we really believe is that they can't do it as well as us or as fast, or they just don't have the ability to learn. We somehow got this weird thought and we do it for them. So if a child starts to do something and they're not doing it well enough, we come right in and be like, no, you got to tie your shoe like this, or it has to be made like this. So the three things that will totally crush our little geniuses' spirits to even be motivated to do anything, like reach out of the box, was dictate. Tell them what to do, they won't be motivated. Bribe them, they won't be motivated. And overcompensate for them, and they surely will not be motivated. And we wonder why. So in Bonnie's great book of Raising Healthy, Happy, Cooperative Kids, it's 61 pages. It talks about the beginning, the history. How did we get here, to answer any questions on why is this happening? And
I'm so passionate about this to help kids. I've had this dream since I was 22 years old, when I realized that I was a very disempowered child. Like Tom, I was always yelled at, like dictation to its finest. I was judged by my parents, and I'm sure you were too, because that was the generation. Our generation is the generation where parents were like, oh my gosh, I can't spank you anymore. What do I do? What do I do? Why don't you just listen to me? But what we need to understand is that the first step to achieving any amount of success, as we're human beings, and inside of us, we all have different faces and different bodies and different likes and all that. But things that we have in common are life purpose, having a purpose for being here. And so when we go back 100 years ago, yes, they beat their children when they didn't comply. But 2-year-olds had responsibility in the home if they wanted to eat dinner. And that's just the way that it was. I'm just sharing facts with you here. And then when I became a mom, I read all these parenting books and I followed all the lessons, and I just thought it was my job to make them happy, and I made them happy, all right. I worked my whole life to make sure that they each had their own bedroom and their own karaoke machine and a computer in every room. So if desire is the first step towards any achievement, desire, a burning desire to be, do, and have something. You know, a 2-year-old might have a burning desire to know what it's like to touch a burner, or a burning desire because it's red and it's pretty and they don't understand that touching it is a no-no. So when a 2-year-old goes to touch a burner and we go, no, we don't touch the burner, does the curiosity, Tom, of what is that red colored light go away in a 2-year-old's mind?
Yes.
The desire of wanting to touch the burner will go away when we say no.
Not right at first, right? It's just that first shock.
Let's make sure we're on the
but
same
if
page.
there's a repetition, they reach out. No, don't go by those stairs. Stay over here. You see, the facts are that a child, by the time they're age 2, has heard the word no to the word yes, a staggering 400-to-1 ratio. So here you are, just bright as love as could be in his vibration, and all you've heard was, I'm here to expand. My spirit is to expand and go and do and touch and taste and put everything in my mouth and just be part of what's going on. And it's no. And pretty soon it sounds like we're going to that swimming pool where you look on the wall and it says, no, jumping, splashing, spitting. And you're like, question.
What can I do?
What can I do?
What can I do?
Can I get in the water? Right? And
yes.
So if we're speaking in no, it's very confusing. And so what can we do is missing from the equation at the age of 2. And then somewhere along the line, we believe that because they started to repeat us, finally, we told them no, how many? 400-to-1. They start saying no back. And guess what? We have been conditioned or thought to teach them or actually call them terrible 2s, when in fact, if we approach it the opposite, they're really terrific 2s, and that's a game changer.
Yeah, and so the whole point here, obviously, don't let them touch the hot burner on the stove. I'm not saying that at all. But what I'm saying is a child's curious nature is what motivates them to engage in life. And when we see it, like you're being a pain, you're in my makeup, you're doing this, your butt flour all over my living room. We see that as being a pain versus being their child nature that's looking to learn about life. And we don't teach them, then the power struggles are going to last forever. So,
yes.
So yesterday we talked about step number 1, just validate. I want a balloon, mommy. Oh, that's awesome. That's a pretty balloon. What do you like best about it? Awesome. Maybe next time say bye-bye. It's at least a validation. It's something. We're going to invalidate their little spirit and empower it to want to be motivated to do more things and try more things. And then when we start allowing them a little bit of opportunity to fail a little bit, like without, like Tom said, coming in and taking over, like a little toddler trying to get up on a chair, and we come over and we help them up on the chair. We think we're helping them, but just like if you were to cut a butterfly out of its cocoon, we are crippling them. And that's why I pre-framed at the beginning of the video, there's no judgment here. We love families. We love you. We love helping people. We love the little geniuses all over the planet. And so if you could just see a validation and then a little bit of life purpose, what can we teach them? What is their desire? What is their goal? What is it they're trying to do? Okay, they're trying to learn what a hot burner is. How can we teach them that they'll hurt themselves and show them? You could have a little bit hot. You could show them what heat is with like a little metal something, and just not so that would burn them, but show them what hot means. There's all sorts sorts of things that we can do. But number one is just to have the awareness that there is another way, that there are principles that can help you go from anything negative to the positive side of the spectrum, where you're going to find authentic peace, joy, and happiness. So if you haven't yet, if you've downloaded but you haven't read Raising Healthy, Happy, Cooperative Kids, like, do yourself a favor and just read the book. Just have an open mind. Know that it's going to take some time and it's going to take some practice, but aren't our kids worth the fight and worth the energy? So we're going to sign off for now.
So until we meet again, here's to your parenting success.